as well. And you're quite right. The whole idea is to, again, it's got more than, it's not just to track you, it's to get you used to being watched. It's to alter your behavior. You're not spontaneous anymore walking down on a street, even in company. You don't laugh the same, don't joke the same. You're always aware you're being watched. So
they're above you. They're the government. They're the all-seeing God.
Yes, but it literally it actually encourages you to alter your own behavior until you become Sovietized. In the Soviet Union, you didn't look left or right. If you walked down the road, you stared at the sidewalk and didn't make eye contact with anyone because it could be dangerous.
By the way, that's been in the news. A lot of cops now, if you look at them, they pull over.
Yes.
You don't look at me, boy. Mm-hmm. You think this is America?
Yep, that's right. And all the cops, as you know, have been completely militarized, same military training. They're one big brotherhood now on the winning side. You are now called civilians. You're not the general public anymore. You're civilians, and you're threatening them when you look at them or stare at them or even ask them a question. You're very threatening them.
Yeah, a lot of police around the country. Oh, excuse me, officer. And it's like, do I look like a travel agency? Get moving. Pay the taxes. I mean, it's just like, oh, God. It's so humiliating.
That's what tyranny is. You see, we're living through tyranny. Living through tyranny. Yeah.
And then the cops that aren't like that get made fun of.
Yes, and they'll be out. If they can't fit in, they'll be out.
Anything else, Dustin? I mean, why didn't the townspeople vote out the government and remove the stinking cameras?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. A lot of these people here, now we're in a very diverse city. They said we're a study for the government, federal government.
They always say it's a study.
Well, they said we're a study to see how effective these cameras are. Now, these cameras are out there. The cameras were at an intersection where a female was beaten to death by her boyfriend, but yet they happen to not catch that part on the camera.
Oh, no. They never prosecute any crime with it because they like the crime. It's all to suck off the sheep, and they're going to start nationwide taxing you by the mile, sir. It scans your license plate point to point and will ticket you if you speed from point to point.
Hey, the guy that they have, I met the guy that's monitoring us in a back room somewhere that's not even on government property, and he looks like one of the slummiest men that you would ever see.
Well, who do you think they hired?
It's very scary, and people around here feel like they're being safe, but they don't realize that their whole civil liberties are being ripped out from underneath of them with a blink of an eye.
Guys, go ahead.
Actually, the eye doesn't blink, does it, Alex? It's always on us.
No, the all-seeing eye doesn't blink. I appreciate your call. But then every time there's a hijacker or a bomber, the cameras don't work. That's right, Alan, isn't it?
Yeah, the main purpose, as I say, is to make us alter our behavior. They have a term at the United Nations for how we start to alter. It's called self-policing. We police ourselves because we're always being watched, and it's almost a subconscious thing that creeps into you and takes over the way that you behave personally. It's a behavior modification project.
Unbelievable. All right, I appreciate your call, sir. You should guerrilla shoot video of that. And then, of course, in your free society, we'll see if you're allowed to in America. But shoot video of the cameras, interview people, start a YouTube channel. You don't even have to use your name if you don't want. And I would just come out in the open, and you're right, and start protesting these and try to get the town educated about what's happening. We sent to Kurt Nimmo today. It's in color. This is just a scan of it. The Army out searching houses. Lexington home searched in hunt for bank robber. And they use any excuse to lock down cities, randomly search all the homes. Someone can be seen with a gun, or they hear a backfire, and they lock down parts of the towns. They're training us that they're the boss to protect us, of course, Alan.
Oh, absolutely. I know. I've seen it happen in Canada, in fact, where a hunter who fired off 3 rounds every year, just sighting in for the hunting season, fired off on his own land in the country. He was opposite me at the time, and a whole squad of cars just flew in there. A woman over the hill who'd moved in, a yappy from the city, had heard the shots, and in comes the SWAT teams because they heard shots. And he was firing against a hill, which was his own hill. He owned it for a backstop, so there was no danger to anyone. miles from anywhere, and he went through hell trying to clear himself of. He almost got shot by the SWAT team. You know?
Oh, that happens out in Travis County. People have their own 30, 40 acres. They shoot a shotgun, and all these people move in from big cities, and they start panicking, guns. But when they hear police with guns, they feel safe. But you know, they move out to the country in Texas and hear a gun, and they're, a slave's got a gun. Yep. Look, that neighbor's homeschooling. Call the police.
Oh, they're brainwashed by television, and that's the purpose of all the cop shows and television. They're not shows. They're not to entertain you. It's propaganda to make you think they're all powerful, always correct, always above board, and they have your interests at heart. They're in charge of over all the bad things, and that's what all television dramas are. They're actually propaganda shows.
It's unbelievable. Let's go back to the calls here. I'll try to hurry through them now. Let's talk to Justin in Montana, then Mark in Maui. Go ahead, Justin.
Alex, Alan, thanks for everything you guys do. I called about two reasons. One about the gunpowder, and anybody who hunts or owns guns, that they should start thinking about reloading and buying powder before they start making it expire. There's some talk about some powder that...
no, the federal government does want to do that, and they're openly buying up or shutting down the big gun manufacturers and ammo manufacturers. And at the same time, they're now teaching realtors that reloading equipment is terrorism, and people get the police called on them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the second thing I was following the story a couple days ago about this unmanned drones that the Houston Police Department's going to be using, and that they just tested here. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Unmanned drones for spying on citizens with high-powered cameras on them. I think the headline is unmanned UAV, Houston using unmanned UAVs.
Oh, yeah. No, 2 years ago, they got an FAA approval. That's nationwide. And they're using CIA spy satellites for the environmentalists now. If you build a tiny shed on your property, I mean, it's just hell's being released.
Well, it sure sounds like it, Alex. I just wanted to update you guys about that. Thanks again for everything you guys do.
Thank you. And again, they want to bankrupt the economy. The economic numbers have come in. Everything is accelerating in its implosion, and they're just hiring more police, more bureaucrats, more controllers, more harassment, more in your face. I mean, it's incredible, Alan.
Yes. And now you have all the eco fees to come on top of every purchase that you buy, basically. And that's what they floated at the United Nations over 12 years ago. They said they'd bring in a general world taxation for ecological reasons, and they're getting what they want. They're adding eco fees to your tires when you buy tires, when you take them back, batteries for cars. Now it's batteries now for your flashlights. You're going to have paid disposal eco fees. So you're going to have all this stuff tacked on top, and then after that, you're going to have energy eco fees for every can of beans that you buy. Do you know how much energy it took to make this? You have to pay for that. And this is all to go through the UN after going through the Rothschild.
While shutting down new power plants in the U.S. and moving them to China and India.
Yes, and what gets me too is when Maurice Strong, one of the big players of the United Nations in the 1980s, he came in to privatize the electrical system for all of Ontario that was owned supposedly by the public. He did privatize it. He said at the time, we're not going to update the CANDU reactors that are built in Canada. He said we're going to let them fall apart, and only major corporations will have all these super devices to give them energy for the future. For the rest of the public, it's just too bad. We're taking it down, he said.
It's high-tech reservations, government and corporate grids, and all of us literally living in total, absolute, complete poverty with new social services laws where if you're poor, they're going to take your kids. And it's all being announced.
And also the CANDU reactor, Canada still builds them. We bought a whole bunch. We're building them for China. We're building them for India and elsewhere, but we can't build any for Canada, you see.
Unbelievable. Let's take another call here. Thank you, caller. Let's talk to the caller from Maui, Mark in Maui. Welcome.
In times of change, a patriot is a scarce man, brave, hated, and scorned. But in time, when his cause succeeds, however, the timid join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. FlipYourFlag.com. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. Did you keep my shirts I sent you for Christmas?
I got a lot of great gifts. What were the shirts?
My upside-down Mayday, Mayday, World Citizen Distress Order, Flip Your Flag for Freedom, Patriots in Distress, Mayday shirt.
I believe we did get some shirts like that. We get a lot of stuff, but the guys in there are shaking their heads, but I do think I saw those. What color are they?
It's a white shirt with blue and red print, and I sent you 12 of them, 2 for gifts, and 10 you can carry on your store online if you'd like.
Yes, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. What else is on your mind, sir?
President Obama was over here in Hawaii, and they stopped chemtrailing. And then he left, and they started chemtrailing again. I can't take it. We live in the wettest spot in the world, and they're drying up.